Shanna I'd still be amazing the second
I was
time.
like, sorry, you were so amazing. Like, I'll still be amazing.
Still be amazing. That's right.
My long-term goal was 215 pounds. I was like, if I can just get down to like 215, I've been there before. And at that weight, I felt beautiful. I felt sexy. I felt confident and all of those things that you want to feel for yourself. And I passed that. And for the first time in 10 years, I weigh under 200 pounds.
Wow.
Starting 290.
See, I'm a go-getter. If you's a go-getter, why don't you go?
Hey, what's up, Gogetters? This is the How We Get Fit podcast. I'm Kalani.
And I'm Shanna.
And on today's episode,
we have our girl, Brittney Hill.
Yeah.
She's in the house all the way from Arizona.
Jeez.
So here's a little background on Brittney. She has been married to her handsome husband for 5 years. They have 4 beautiful children, 2 years old, 4 years old, 10 years old, and 13 years old. She is an ER nurse. She has been for 8 years. She is going to nursing school. She's getting her bachelor's degree in nursing school, and she's a beach body coach. Brittney, thank you for being on the show. We're so excited to interview you. We have been waiting to interview you. We just think you have a really fascinating story, and we cannot wait to hear all about it.
Oh, thanks for having me. I've been so looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Us too. We're super excited. First, take us to what it was like before you started this whole journey. What was your mindset like? What was your lifestyle like?
Okay. So kind of yo-yoed with my weight for years, would lose a lot of weight and then gain a bunch of weight back. So easy to gain the weight, so easy to gain it, a lot harder to lose it. So kind of yo-yoed with that with my last 2 pregnancies, lost a ton of weight, gained it all back, lost maybe half of the weight and then got pregnant again, gained all of that back plus some. So when I delivered my 4th in December of 2018, she just turned 2, I was at my heaviest weight and kind of stayed at that weight for the whole next year. Didn't really lose any weight after I had her. Just eating all the good food.
Right, of course.
Yeah. So with that, I definitely struggled. Mental health wise, lots of depression, anxiety, moving to a new place, meeting all these new people, going into a new hospital, a new department with, people I didn't know, people that didn't know me, didn't know my story or anything. And here I was at the heaviest I had ever been.
Right.
And of course you don't realize it when you look at yourself every day and you don't see the progression of, getting bigger. You're just like, oh crap, my pants are a little tight. So you buy the next size up, and
right.
So well into the plus size at that time. I weighed about 293, was probably the heaviest that I was when I actually stepped on the scale. It could have been more than that at some point. I don't know. I'd like to not think that.
We'll go with that.
Right. So, 290 plus pounds, wearing a 24 in plus size.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a lot of mental health struggles with that. Just a lot of self-loathing, depression, anxiety, teetering on, not wanting to really live anymore because I didn't want to live in the body that I was in. And the worst part was that I knew I could change it, and I never made the attempt to do it. It was always just me that was holding me back. So that was even harder because I knew that it was my fault. Nobody gained the weight for me.
Right.
I didn't have any excuses. There was no medical condition causing it. There was, nothing other than, poor eating habits, laziness.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part when it's you, when you're your own way.
Yeah.
So take us to the day. Was there a day that you were just like, things are going to change now?
There probably wasn't a specific day. There was leading up to it. we did, a weight loss challenge with some friends from work in September of 2019. And I won, but that,
Nice.
and at that time I was like, here's that kick that I needed, like, to keep going. But from, the end of September when we finished that to, all the way until January of 2020, I didn't really do anything. I didn't continue on with it. I didn't change anything, really, no change in eating habits or anything. But it was just kind of like a bunch of little things leading up to convincing myself that I could do it again.
Okay.
So I have a friend who started doing like the intermittent fasting, and it was just really intriguing to me that she was, losing weight. She said she just felt a lot better, mental clarity. She had less like anxiety about things, and she just said she felt overall good, and she really liked, kind of like the new, she said it kind of just like changed her whole routine when you're not waking up and eating first thing in the morning, and you're not, coming home from work and like binge eating until you go to bed, or, eating all of like the junk food and stuff. And so that overall said that she just started feeling really well with it. So I,
Can you explain
decided I was going to like work with that.
Yeah. Explain what it is for our listeners. What is intermittent fasting?
So it's kind of a change in your eating patterns from, instead of, waking up first thing in the morning, having breakfast and eating throughout the whole day until you go to bed at whatever time that may be. You kind of cut your eating window down to like 6 to 8 hours. There's a lot of different variations of it, but the most popular or most used are probably like the 16 to 18 hour ratio, or the 16 to 8 hour ratio, or the 18 to 6 hour ratio. So I kind of would go back and forth with those. I started out with a larger eating window just so that I could kind of get the hang of it and stuff. So I would start eating at 11. I wouldn't eat anything in the morning until 11 a.m. And then I would always make sure that whatever I ate the first time, it would be just something healthy. Usually I would do fresh veggies with like hummus or guacamole or something like that to kind of put, some like nutrients, vitamins and stuff into my body, protein and stuff like that. So yeah, it kind of just changes your body's metabolism, the way it produces insulin, the way that it stores fat, the way that it burns your already existing energy stores. And so it kind of, I don't know how to really explain it like that great, but
no, that's good.
It kind of just changes the way, you're instead of eating all day long, you should still be consuming the same amount of calories in that window. But you can't just say, I'm just going to eat during this time and then eat like a large pizza, some hamburgers and stuff. You still have to fuel your body with food that's going to serve a purpose.
No, that's a good explanation. That just
kind of comes with the mindset of changing your thoughts about food and what it is. Of course, everybody likes good food.
Right.
But you have to at some point remember why your body needs food and what each food does for your body.
That's smart. Good. It changes your relationship with food. Instead of looking at food as always something to indulge in, it's something to fuel your body.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm on that indulge side a lot.
I can definitely still be there too. Yeah. I just right now focus on like 80% healthy eating and 20% like whatever I want. If there's a party, a birthday or anything, like I'm going to eat it. Like
that's smart.
Yeah.
It's doable.
Yeah. And it could, because I know if anybody tries to restrict themselves so much, they're going to end up, falling off of whatever plan they're on and kind of like letting go for a while. And it takes a while to get back on there. And when you do that, you're changing your body's metabolism all over again. And you've got to, basically backpedal to get back to where you were.
Yeah.
Right. You start doing that yo-yo that you talked about earlier, right?
Yeah.
I really like that you said that, it's about changing your mindset about food, And I like that tip about having the 80-20 rule, you know, and
Yeah.
that you know, you don't want to go crazy, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that's something that people can go-getters out there, you guys can implement that. Let's shift over to the workouts now. So how did you, I know
You
you've
started with the fasting.
Yeah.
And then when did you start the workouts?
when did you start the workouts?
I started the intermittent fasting like January 15th of this year, and I started my first actual workout program on February 3rd. It was a 30-day program by Beachbody. It's the country heat country dancing.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was, you know, kicking up my boots in the living room.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to dance like super quiet at 4:00 in the morning so I don't wake anybody else up in the house. Just like loud enough that I could like hear what they were doing, but you know, after a while you kind of get it down.
Oh yeah.
So I started with that one and then just
Did you do the whole 30 days then?
I finished the whole 30 days. I printed out the calendar that comes with the workout and stuck it on the fridge, and every day I would go and check the ones that I had finished to make sure that, you know, I was staying on track with it. That's a good thing about these programs, is that there's no thinking about what you have to do. It's all planned out for you. You know, you don't have to sit there and guess. Like when I would go to the gym before, it would be like a bunch of time like Googling on my phone, like what's the best thing to do, or, you know, like just trying to figure out like what kind of workouts to do, because I'm not, you know, I don't know. And a lot of people don't know, like, unless you're already in, you know, some type of fitness mindset and you do this all the time, then you don't know what half the stuff in the gym is for.
Right. So I like that. Like you showed up, you did it, you got it done. Yeah. And something that I really want to know is, just to remind you listeners, she's a mom of 4 and they're young kids. It's not like they're grown out of the house. They're young kids. Yeah. She's married. She is a full-time ER nurse. She's a Beachbody coach, and she's going to school. How, Brittney, are you still, you know, you're not making excuses?
How am I still sane?
Yeah. How are you still sane? How are you still like getting the workouts done? Because you could make up so many excuses, like, oh, I'm too busy, I'm too tired, I blah blah blah, like me, but you're not. So what is it? Is it your mindset? Is it just explain yourself?
It is definitely mindset. It is one of the things that I've heard the most throughout like this past year and losing weight and stuff is just everybody says, I wish I had your motivation. I wish I had your this. I wish I had your drive. I wish, you know, and I'm like, I don't have motivation to get out of bed at 4:00 in the morning. I have discipline to make myself do it. Like it is, I know the steps that I have to get there. And it's all just about self-discipline and, you know, thinking.
And you know the alternative, because you know where you were. And I guess it's like the discipline to get out at 4 a.m. is better than how you were feeling when you weren't. And so you're just like, I know that's the worst feeling, even though this isn't easy to do. It's better than how I was feeling. Discipline, huh?
And it became easier. Discipline, it becomes easier whenever it just becomes a part of your life. It's just what you do. Right. You know, it's just, I just wake up at 4:00 in the morning on the days that I work. And even when I'm off of work, it's just a habit. It's just, and even on my days off, my body still wakes up early because it knows that this is what we do. So even on my off days, I may not be in the garage working out at 4:00 in the morning, but you know, 6 or 7, I'm up and dressed. And that was another thing that I I kind of changed also, was on my days off. I would tell myself, like, you cannot leave your bedroom until you are dressed with shoes on and everything. Like you get up, you get dressed and you go. So that was a big boost to not sit in my pajamas all day, like on the couch on my days off. I got up and I got dressed. And once I was up and dressed, you know, we would go on a walk in the neighborhood with the kids and the dogs, especially whenever the distance learning and stuff started because of COVID. We, the kids were home with us. So it was getting up and going out on a 2 to 3 mile walk every morning.
Jumping up those
come home
cliffs
and
into the water.
yeah.
Hey, that's a power tip right there
That
for
is
you
a power
go-getters
tip.
out there.
Man.
Get dressed. There's
Before-
a book that's called Make Your Bed. I think you should write a book called Get Dressed.
Get dressed.
Yeah. And
I don't ever make my bed, but get dressed.
yeah. And you had said something. Oh, it's not motivation, it's discipline. And so go-getters out here, this right here is your motivation. Now after this, you have to go and get disciplined to go and make it happen. Absolutely.
Brittney's gonna
there's always going to be
kick it down.
There's always going to be the factor that motivates you. There has to be some type of motivation, some type of driving factor, and that may get you started. That may give you like the want to do something, but in order to continue doing it, in order to succeed, in order to reach your goals, you have got to discipline yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you.
Right.
There's no trainer in my house that comes and wakes me up and tells me like, time to go, let's get moving. No, like I have to, the alarm goes off and I grab my phone and I roll out of bed all in one swift motion and go straight to the bathroom. I make sure that my workout clothes are set out in the bathroom. That's and true. I keep my gym shoes in the gym, in the garage, and like my work clothes are in there, and I have to have everything. I mean, I'm on a time crunch in the morning, so I have my phone alarm set to get up. I have my phone alarm set for what time I need to press play, because I need a little bit of time to like wake up in the morning.
Right.
So I wake up at 4:05. I wake up and I don't actually start my workout until 4:35 because I need like to drink some Energize and like drink some water and go to do the things you do when you first wake up in the morning. And so but there's an alarm set until I get in the car and drive to work. I have an alarm set every 20 to 30 minutes because I have to stay on track, because any little delay in anything, if I sit there and play Candy Crush on my bench in the gym and in the garage for too long, it'll throw me all off.
Funny. So you schedule in your Candy Crush. That's good. I love it.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
really,
goodness. Really good information and helpful practical tips that people can walk away with. That set your alarm. If you have a hard time with management or time management, set that alarm.
That is a good tip. Yeah. Absolutely. You had said something about Energize. I'm assuming that is a supplement that you take. Do you supplement your diet as well?
Oh yeah, let's get into diet, Britt.
I do. Somewhat. So I can be really like on track with it, and then there's other times where like my shipments keep coming in every month, and I have boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes and canisters of things just kind of like piling up, because I'm just like, I don't want to drink it right now. I don't want to. Not that I don't want to, but it kind of falls into work's been really crazy right now. Everybody knows that we're in this COVID pandemic. So I am the charge nurse of our emergency room. So I have to be at work 30 minutes before our shift actually starts, because I have to kind of like plan the day and like how things are going to flow. So that's that kind of just adds even more of a time crunch. And I work a lot of my days off, or I'm doing school on my days off. So meal prepping itself hasn't been that consistent to actually like spend, it takes a couple of hours.
It does.
To prep. And then another thing is I need to find some new recipes. So if anybody out there has any like meal plan recipes, like shoot my way, because.
What style of diet? I mean, do you follow a particular diet, or you just try to eat healthy, or what is?
I don't follow any. No.
Okay.
It's just that's always been like a struggle for me, and I know that I have to find things that I enjoy to eat. Like I have to find something that I like, because if I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to stick to it, and I'll be more inclined to like DoorDash, McDonald's.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let me say, I saw your steak, grilled onions, broccoli, and sweet potato thing that you made, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want this
good.
now.
I didn't see it,
I'll
but
show
it
you.
sounds
it's on her
delicious.
Instagram. It's just like, it's all I want right now in my life is that meal.
So ideally, is it intermittent fasting with just kind of eating healthy recipes?
Is that what you're?
Yeah. So it's veggies most is one of, kind of like the little mindsets that
little rule you have
that I stick with is, so I always try to make sure that I'm eating plenty of like fresh veggies, or if they're cooked veggies, then they're cooked in a way to where it still preserves some of the nutrients. But definitely veggies will be the snack of the day. They'll be, the main part of my meals. Carb wise, I don't do anything like keto to where I'm, changing the ratios of all of like the macronutrients and things like that. I found what works for me. So it's high protein, low fat, low carb. So I, substitute, the carbs for either healthier options or no carbs. Like instead of rice, it'll be cauliflower rice. Instead of potatoes, it'll be like sweet potatoes, or, brown rice instead of white rice, and kind of just, playing around with those to lower the things that I don't necessarily need.
Right. It's like that eat this, not that kind of mindset. Yeah.
I like that. So it's still a lot of the same recipes that I would use to make other things, but I just change out the things with change out portions of our elements of it that will benefit my body more. So okay. Lots of chicken.
What
would you say?
Lots of chicken.
What would you say has been your greatest struggle in this whole journey?
Definitely the diet part. I mean, that's just hard because you make something.
When you're busy. It's hard to have a good diet when you're busy.
That's definitely what it's been. The last couple of months for me have been really hard with my diet. I've kind of struggled with that a lot. I'm still making progress. I'm still losing weight and stuff, but sometimes it kind of gets to me because I'm like, I know if I was on top of my nutrition right now, like I would be killing it. But instead I'm just, slowly not killing it.
Still destroying.
Slowly making... still destroying very slowly, but it's still progress, and any progress is better than moving backwards. So I just make sure I tell myself if I go ahead.
No, go. What were you going to say if you tell yourself what?
If I tell myself like I'm going to, I didn't eat the best today, like that's even more drive for me to get my workouts in and push myself harder in the workouts, knowing that, I ate this and I ate that. And so I really got to work, half the back, keep it like balanced.
Right.
So,
Right. So, I did want to ask, you said you had some, mental health things going on. So how is what you've been doing helped with that? Or has it helped? Has it changed?
Oh yeah. I am probably in the best mental health state that I have been in my entire adult life.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah. It helps to feel good and confident about yourself whenever you look in the mirror. It really helps to know. It helps to know that I'm strong, that I can, that if something were to happen, I can do something about it.
Yeah.
Right. Because, in some aspects, not obviously I can't fix everything. I'm not like Superwoman, but if something happens,
pretty close,
like I can, thanks. If something happens, I know that, I can do something, if the baby like runs down, gets out of the house and like runs down the block, I know that I can run to catch up to her, and instead of being like, oh my God, she's gonna get hit by a car before I can ever make it to her.
That's peace of mind.
Or
good.
So that helps. And then also just knowing like I'm comfortable in the clothes that I'm wearing, like I can get dressed. I can go to like any store and pick out something to wear now. I don't have to like find these specialty stores or worry about, like ordering something online and it not fitting and having to like send it back or doing anything like that. So that was another really hard part. And then when you're a plus size, those clothes are way expensive to get like decent quality clothes.
Really?
Like, so, but like, it helps that I can just feel like a normal person. I can just like buy something if I want to buy something, or, and just obviously like working out changes the chemical balance, releases a lot of endorphins, and endorphins are feel good hormones and stuff. And so, everybody at work is always like, oh my gosh, how can you have so much energy first thing in the morning? And I'm like, for one, this isn't first thing in the morning for me, because I've been awake for like 3 hours already. Like I've been up, and I'm just generally very, positive, and,
That's
just
good.
I'm loud, I'm positive, I'm loud, I'm,
go
getter at work. We can come into
Love
like
it.
the worst situations at work, and I'm going to be like, it's going to be a good day. But
I love it.
just, it just feels good. It just feels good to know that I'm doing something for myself.
Yeah, absolutely. You hear that, go-getters? If you're feeling like that, get out there, work out, start eating right to help out.
I wanted to kind of touch on your goals a little bit. So what was your very first goal? Do you remember what your very first goal was?
Yeah. So I always have made it a point to focus on the small goals, because obviously it seems like you're trying to cross an ocean when you're like, I want to go from this weight all the way down to this weight. So, you can have that end game in mind. And honestly, my long-term goal was 215 pounds. I was like, if I can just get down to like 215, I've been there before. And at that weight, I felt beautiful, I felt sexy, I felt confident, and all of those things that you want to feel for yourself. And I passed that. And for the first time in 10 years, I weigh under 200 pounds.
Wow.
Starting 290 something.
Ooh, yeah, Brittney. Good
Under
job. That is so awesome.
But it took
you.
a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work, a lot of early mornings.
Yeah, little
days.
And you would say that was beginning of this year, right?
That was the beginning of this year. Yeah, that was.
That you started this journey.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's so possible if you stick with something and you just show up.
Yes. And
it can happen.
Absolutely.
And, just to be Captain Recap here, go-getters out there, that's almost 100 pounds, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
In 1 year. That is amazing.
Dang,
I am motivated.
Thank you.
While being a full-time mom, full-time wife, full-time nurse, student, like, come on. What's wrong with me?
Yeah, no, that is good. That is really good.
Okay, I let's see. Was there any other questions you wanted to ask?
No, I think we did a really good job of capturing your story. But before we finish this, what is one thing that you would like to leave with the go-getters? We call our audience go-getters. And I like that you said,
go-getter. She's a go-getter.
You're a go-getter for sure. And let the go-getters know out there, what's one thing that you want them to take away from this episode?
Only you are responsible for whatever path you decide to take, whether it be in, your fitness, your nutrition, your mental health. I mean, there are people that struggle with real mental health disorders and things, but if there's anything that you can do to change that, it definitely comes into, keeping on top of your physical well-being. Physical well-being and mental well-being are very hand in hand. Yeah. So you've got to, do the best that you can do. So yeah,
I like
wake up, get dressed, and go get them.
That's good.
Wake up.
Only you
That's
stand
a
in
t-shirt
your
right
way.
there.
Yeah.
Wake up and get dressed.
Wake up, get dressed, and go get them.
Right?
Love it.
Yeah.
Brittney, thank you so much. I don't want this to be the last interview with
Yes,
you.
we're gonna have to because I know you're not done yet.
Wait,
I'm not
what
done
is
yet.
what's your next goal?
My main goal is always strong. So
Okay.
Strong.
it's, as you start to hit those big milestones, those big, like 100 pounds gone,
Mhm.
you don't lose weight that quick anymore. So it's definitely, I want to be strong in whatever size that is, whatever weight that is. I just want to feel strong and confident, and that's my goal.
That is a good goal.
That is a good goal. And you're doing it. You're killing it out there. So thank you, Brittney, for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Yeah. So go-getters, the power is in your hands.
Yep.
And with great power comes great responsibility.
And you got to do the D word, discipline.
Discipline.
So,
Yes.
so that's it for this interview. But before we let you go, we are going to go into
the lightning round. I have 10 questions here, and you're going to try to answer them as quickly as possible. Sometimes this is a lightning round and the guests can answer quickly. Sometimes it's not a lightning round and it's like a slow wind flowing through the trees. But I believe in you because I feel like you have a little bit of competitive streak in you, Brittney. I think I can sense that in you. Okay, so question number 1. What was harder, becoming an ER nurse or sticking to a fitness regimen?
Sticking to a fitness regimen.
Right? It's easier to become a nurse. Okay.
Without a doubt. Like, I think I was born an ER nurse. I just had to wait until I was of age to do it.
Oh, I love that. Okay, number 2. What is your favorite body part to work out?
Hey!
Ooh. Say hi.
Baby child.
My legs.
Your legs. That's your favorite to work out. Okay. Well,
leg day.
What workout day do you dread?
Cardio.
Cardio. Okay. Go to cheat
Definitely
meal.
cardio.
Go to cheat.
It's cutting out. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me right now? Go to cheat meal.
Yeah.
Oh,
my go-to cheat meal is probably pizza.
Let me ask you that question one more time because our internet was. Okay, I'm gonna ask. Sorry, Britt. This internet.
That's okay.
What is your go-to cheat meal?
Definitely pizza.
Yes. Favorite fitness clothing brand.
Ooh, SheFit.
SheFit. Oh, I haven't heard of that. I gotta look that up. Okay.
I'm up on Instagram. They are amazing.
Is it because she fit? That's why.
She fit.
SheFit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You have the day all to yourself. No work, no kids, no school, nothing. What do you do?
Go hiking.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Do you have a secret talent, Brittney, that you want to share with the world? Can you handstand? Can you?
No.
Can you do backflips?
No.
Being a nurse is kind of a secret talent.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any like secret talents.
Could you could stitch someone up really fast, I'm assuming.
No, nurses don't do the sutures. Doctors or PAs. Not me.
Not
I.
Not you.
Not I.
I'm going to say your secret talent is being a mom, a wife, an ER nurse, going to school and being a coach.
Getting stuff done.
You get stuff done. Your secret talent is multitasking for sure.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
You and your family, the number 8 question. You and your family have been given an all-paid vacation and you guys get to pick where you go. Where are you guys going?
Back to Hawaii without a second, not even without a thought. Like, I want to. I want to go to the beach. Bad.
Oh yeah, come.
I know.
Please, yeah, that'd be so fun.
Okay, who in the fitness realm do you really admire or look up to?
My brother Quaid.
Ooh, a brother.
Yeah.
Quaid. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he helped me. he helped me kind of get started before we moved to Hawaii, and I had lost 80 pounds. And that was before I met Michael. So when I met Michael, I was, in pretty good shape at that time, and then I got fat. But so he, taught me so much about like the right way to lift weights, or the right way to plan your meals, and he taught me everything about meal prepping and supplements. And even now, if I have any question about anything, I ask him. I mean, he's a certified personal trainer.
We should interview him.
Yeah. He doesn't really, he's a realtor. That's what he does now. He was in the Army for 8 years. He has been in the reserves for another 6 years. And so, he still, goes to the gym 5 o'clock in the morning. As soon as the doors open, he's there.
Nice.
Do it before a full day of selling houses. But I can call him up with any question.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Quade, brother Quade.
Yes.
Quade.
Big shout out.
Yeah.
Big shout out. Okay, last question. Will you come back with us and share more of your success stories as you continue to just kill it and dominate it in your fitness journey?
Absolutely. Yes. Without a doubt. I would love to.
We would love to have you back. And before you go, where can people follow you? Where can they find you? On the internet. You can find my Instagram. It is fit.brittneyhill. And I just kind of share my story there. You'll see a ton of before and afters, the things that I've done, meals that I've prepped. And then just a little bit of like my crazy life mixed in there.
There you go.
It is super fun.
Gogetters.
I love her Instagram.
Check her out.
Yep.
Go get motivated and see the discipline.
Yeah. Thanks, Brittney. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And we will see you next time.
See you in the next one.
You go get her. See, I'm a go-getter. If you's a go-getter, why don't you